Good morning, Smarties. Miss Ailing here with your reading lesson for today, Wednesday. Of course, don't forget to do your reading for today, 15 to 20 minutes. Grab a cozy blanket, curl up, and just have fun reading, okay? Grab a book around the house, a decodable. Challenge yourself today. Get out of your comfort zone. Try a book that might be a little harder, not too hard, but a little harder. That's going to challenge you to use those strategies and tools from your toolbox to figure out those words. So don't forget to read. I did assign some books on Epic about maps. I'll be assigning some more about maps as we go throughout our unit. But today we are going to go over our vocabulary really quick and just so that's kind of a refresher for your brain. And then I have a read aloud that I'm going to do, your question of the day for reading, and then I will tell you what we're going to do after that. So let's turn around. Over here. All right. Here's our words for this week. So, repeat after me. Key, map, meaning, picture, symbol, useful, between, corner, distance, show, sign. Okay, these are our Reach for Reading words for this week, week 1 of our new unit. And don't forget, our big question is, why do we need maps? So we're studying some maps and why we need maps. Key, I just wanted to remind you that that's not the key in a car. That is the key on a map. What tells you what the symbol, it tells you what the symbols mean and what to look for on your map. So, those are our words for this week. And now let's talk about some reading. So, your question, your warm-up question for today is, what different kind of maps have you seen? What different kind of maps have you seen? So yesterday, if you did the lesson yesterday, the reading lesson yesterday, I read a big book, and the big book had lots of different kinds of maps. It had a neighborhood map, it had a park map, it had an amusement park map. I know I'm forgetting some. So there's not just road maps, but there's all kinds of maps. If you go on a trail, if you go hiking up to like Horsetooth or on a trail, there's usually at the beginning of the trailhead, there's usually a map of the trail, okay, to help guide you. So what kind of maps have you seen? I want you to think about that for a second. Think about the places you go. Have you been to maybe an amusement park or a water park? Have you seen the maps? Have you been to a mall? Maybe there's a map of the mall. Think about it. Talk with a parent, talk with an adult, and ask them the question. Hey, what kind of maps have you seen before? And see what kind of maps they tell you about. That might spark, oh yeah, I remember that map. So there are all different kinds of maps. So that's your question for today. What kind of maps have you seen? And then go pose that question for someone else and see what kind of maps they've seen. And then you can compare. So that is our question for today. Don't forget for phonics today, don't forget to do a page in your April packet. Some of you may have finished your April packet. That's awesome. Way to go. If you have not, remember to continue to work on that. Try for a page a day, or at least try to get 3 pages a week done. Okay. Excuse me. All right. We are all going places. It is our book for today. There's a contraction. We plus R equals we're. Okay, we are all going places, or we're all going places. for today is called The Tallest Falls by Jean-Paul Baptiste. Here we go. Rivers may start high up in the mountains. What happens when water reaches the edge of a cliff? It falls. This makes a waterfall. Falls can be small or tall or any size in between. If the river is big, lots of water falls. If not, a thin stream falls. Have any of you seen a waterfall before? There's some waterfalls up in Rocky Mountain National Park. I think there's one in actually Lorry State Park. All right. Let's look at the tallest falls in the world. How tall are these falls? Think of buses stacked end to end. So you have a picture here, kind of like a diagram. Okay, they're measuring. It's a measuring tool. They're stacking buses. Obviously, these aren't the correct size of a bus, but imagine a bus, okay, stacked on top. So the tallest fall, and now you have your map over here. So over here is your key. This is a different type of map, and it says the tallest is about 80 buses stacked on top of each other, like nose to the back, nose to the back. And it is Angel Falls in Venezuela. So here's your map over here. Over here it says 80 buses tall is a 1. Then I'm going to go over here to our picture, our map of the world, of the continents. And it has it colored in. And it says 1. I'm matching it with a number. Angel Falls in Venezuela. Okay, kind of similar to when we did tracking the gingerbread man on our map that you took home. We colored in the country that he was found in. The next tallest is about 77 buses. So almost the same size, not quite, just a tad smaller. And that is Tugela Falls in South Africa. So I found the 2 because there's a 2 and I matched it over here. So the key to the map. Number 3, the next tallest is 75 buses. So I'm going to find the 3, and that is the Three Sister Falls in Peru. Okay. And then the next one is about 74 buses, and that is Ola Umpene Falls in Moloke, Hawaii. So Hawaii, the islands, okay, actually one of our states. The 4th tallest falls is in Hawaii. This world map shows where these tall falls are. Let's look at the tallest waterfall first. And we already did that. So that is one kind of map. These falls start far up on a mountain and drop way, way, way down. Wind turns water to mist and spray. Not much water reaches the bottom. Okay, so it's super, super high, so it's going to be a lot of water falling right off the top, but then the wind turns it into mist and spray. So this is the tallest fall in Venezuela, Angel Falls. And here's the mist and the spray. Our next one, tallest one, was in South Africa, and this is just one part of it, of the Tugela Falls. This waterfall is smaller. It has 5 parts. Water falls into a pool below and keeps going. It does this 5 times, so you can see, okay, the little pools as it goes along. This is just one part of it. It's super long. Three Sister Falls in Peru. This waterfall is called Three Sister Falls. It has 3 parts. The 3rd part can't be seen from the air. Tall trees grow on all sides. That's cool. So you can see the first part, part 1, and then part 2, and then you can't see the 3rd part. This is the smallest of the falls. Tall mountains rise on all sides. you can only see these falls in an airplane. So this is the one in Hawaii. And it's pointing to it right here, and you can only see it in if you're in an airplane. If a waterfall freezes, is it still a waterfall? Good question. It is. Under the ice, some water still falls. Brr. This is a tall waterfall. And this is a frozen waterfall. You can see it frozen. It's like giant icicles. Very cool. All right, that was our story for today. It's just talking about, like I said, different kinds of ways to show things like on a map. We were talking about waterfalls, and they showed the waterfalls. They displayed them on a map using numbers to match them up. That is it for today. I would like you to go on to Epic. Like I said, I'm going to assign some more books on maps on Epic. Some are going to be a little more challenging, so do challenge yourself. If you did not do yesterday's lesson, I encourage you to do that. Yesterday we read the big book, and it talked a lot about, I introduced a lot of new vocabulary words. We talked about a legend, same thing as a key. We talked about a compass rose, okay? North, south, east, and west. So yesterday's lesson was really important. If you didn't get to that yesterday, please make sure you get to that today. There is no activity today or assignment that I'm assigning. So if you do have time, please check out yesterday's lesson because I went over a lot of new vocabulary words that I'm going to be using. And then I also had you do an activity using the big book, talking about the different facts. What did you learn from the book? You learned about a compass rose. Did you learn about a legend, a key, and what does that do with symbols? So yesterday was an important lesson. If you didn't check it out, make sure you check it out. Otherwise, that is it for reading for today. Make sure that you read for your 15 to 20 minutes. Get outside, have fun. It's going to be hopefully another beautiful day before we get some more rain and snow tomorrow. So that is it for reading, and I'll be back with your math and science.